Hey everyone, hopefully everybody had a good trading day today, made it a good Friday. I know I sure did when I nailed this Lulu trade. It's one of my favorite day trading strategies. It's one of my favorite intraday setups. It's the earnings breakout. This morning, Lulu reported earnings. Obviously, it was good news. I didn't actually see the report, but the reaction was favorable. So when I get an earnings report that's favorable, I automatically stick it on my charts, watch it. I pull up a 2-minute chart like this one we have here, and then I see if it's going to set up. Now, when something reports good earnings, I'm not just going to go out and hit the buy button. I don't know what's actually going to happen, if it's going to run up like Lulu did today, or is it just going to fake us out and tank. So I'm going to wait for a setup to happen. If no setup happens, then I don't take the trade. And if it does, then I take the trade. Like today in Lulu, in the morning, we got a nice little washout here. No setup yet. It started to run a little bit higher. I was going to try to take it over the day's highs here at that $69 level. That's a good resistance at a whole number. Plus, it was already the day's high, so that would have been a good place to take this trade. I missed it. I was distracted with other trades at the time, so I missed that one. And so Lulu ran. It took off. It jumped up all the way into the 71.20s, and then it started to pull back a little bit. And this one I really started watching it in this pullback. It had a nice orderly pullback. That means it wasn't a big a bunch of big red candles coming down. It wasn't a bunch of panic selling. It was just a nice solid pullback. A little bit of consolidation, nice little flag pattern happening here. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy this on the break of the flag. I'm gonna put my stop I'm gonna put my stop down here at 70.15, right under this little last big red candle, and it took off. It worked. I got in at 70.95, so about up here in this top candle, right about here. I got up in that 70.95. I stuck my stop at 70.15, like I said I would, and Lulu took off, and it was perfect. Everything was going good. It started running up. Again, these are 2-minute candles, so it ran all the way into the 73s, and I scaled out my first half at that 72.90, right about there, because I know when a stock runs up really quick, it can come down just as quick. So I want to make sure I take some profits. So I'm going to scale out half my shares. I'm going to sell half my shares. I'm going to move my stop to my buy-in, and that's going to create a risk-free trade. Now I no longer have to worry about this trade. I can just sit there and let it go, and I can go focus on my other trades again, or I can just sit here and watch it. But I know that I'm already going to take a profit, even if it comes back and takes me out flat for the last half. I know that I'm going to be able to pay for the trade and still make a little bit of profit. So Lulu did actually run up a little bit more after I scaled out. Again, it started to flag down. This is nice orderly selling. There was no big red candles. There was no panic here. It was just a nice solid pullback after this big momentum run. And then we started touching this 20-day moving average. I figured we were going to bounce. We did. It's a little bit of a messier bounce because it did actually fall under it. So we did get our bounce, and it pushed us nice and high again. And I actually sold my last half here at that 74.60 level. So I was able to make a nice about 6% gain on that last half of the trade. And again, obviously, I missed the rest of the run up because Lulu ran all the way to $77 today. But that's okay because I still traded the way I wanted to trade. I saw the intraday setup. I was able to scale out both times and make good money from it. Now, one thing I want to note is that a lot of people see these stocks and they see that they've run, oh yeah, they gapped up 10% or 15 or 20%. It's too high for me to buy. Well, yeah, it's too high now, but if you buy a stock at when it's already up 20% and it runs to another 30%, well, then it was really low. It wasn't high at all. Being high is a relative thing. So I don't try to focus on how much the stock has already run up. I want to focus on the setups that happen. I don't want to chase the stock, but I want to focus on a setup like a flag pattern or a base pattern or some kind of resistance break. These are the things I'm going to focus on, not that the fact that the stock has already ran up 10, 15%. I don't care about that. One thing I've noticed is that a stock that has run up 20% can easily run another 10%. So that's the stocks I want to pay attention to, and I want to wait for that setup. Again, if there was no setup in here, then I would just move on to another trade. These are earnings trades. These are earnings breakout trades. So there's tons of them. Every morning, somebody's reporting earnings. You need to make sure you're following this. Yahoo Finance in play. Great place to see the earnings. Finviz, Benzinga, Bloomberg. All these are great sites that you can see earnings. Write them down on a piece of paper. Have them handy and flip back and forth through the charts. see which ones are moving. When they start moving, start looking for some setups, and then pick your buy-in and pick your stop, and then just let it go and see what happens. Again, these are my favorite day trades because they have such big catalysts. They can really move like you see Lulu did today. We only took a small piece of it, and it ran all the way up to 77 bucks, all the way from 69. So it was a big move. We were able to get some of it, so I'm happy about that. So I hope this helps everyone with earnings breakouts. Again, make sure you're following earnings. They're setting up every single day, so you need to be on top of that. Have a good weekend, everyone. Make sure you come back for our weekly watch list and market analysis on Sunday night. We'll have it up for you.